Hello everyone. Assalamu alaikum to all. Thank you. Thanks a lot for setting the base, Keith, for the discussion that I'm going to take it forward. And thanks a lot to all of you for inviting us from different places in the world and to help us seeing you in person, helping us in sharing what we think about and also look into the things what we can do together to make things easier for the coming generations. I completely agree to what the HEC chairman said. He was talking about the environmental management. I completely agree to Keith for setting the base that the teachers are supposed to set the examples for the students in the form of case studies. Yes, definitely we need to do that. But if we are not thinking about that, where we are going to be, we also need to think about that. When we try to think about the business schools, when we try to look at the roles of the higher education institutions across the globe, the responsibility is bigger enough on our shoulders. Why? Because we are creating the leaders for the future. And if we are not going to create the people who are going to lead in a sensible way, then we won't be able to be at a place where we can see that we are progressing in the right direction. So if we try to think at the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, which became more important in 2016, but which became the most important since the time of COVID. What was the reason behind that? Why higher education institutions started thinking about and talking about these even more? The reason was that COVID highlighted the importance of empathy in leadership. It highlighted the importance that the leaders are supposed to have more empathy towards the people who are working with them. But empathy demands you to look at every aspect from the point of view of being sensible, being caring, and SDGs are actually talking about that. So it talks about everything from the poverty to the education to the gender to environment and everything associated with that. How these things are important and how these things are going to affect negatively if being ignored. So these were the things that people started thinking about strongly during the COVID. And that's why we, universities across the globe, we started coming up with the qualifications that are embedding SDGs into our qualifications. Across the globe, all universities, whether they are considered high ranked or not, depends on the level of the accreditations they are having. And in Pakistan, obviously, the universities are willing to apply for the accreditations, to go through that, but we always forget that all these awarding bodies, all these accreditations are actually including AACSB and EFND, AMBA, EQUIS. All of these are going to ask you to make a pledge that you are actually going to make and submit the reports related to how you have been addressing the requirements related to SDGs. And if you are not doing that, then you are not going to meet the criteria for those accreditations, which we have nationally in the form of national voluntarily reviews. We are also seeing across the globe, just in 2019, we have seen that social impact report, which was to show how they are actually trying to be more concerned about the environment, sustainability, and responsibility. And without that, they know we are not achieving the targets. In Pakistan, there is huge requirement of that to be done. we need to think, we always say, that the environmental, the situation such as climate crisis in Pakistan is because of the West, because they are causing that. Okay, I agree with that, but you need to think, what about our individual responsibility? See, what is the level of the carbon footprint being generated by us? We don't try to walk in Pakistan from one place to another place. We don't like to use public transport because it is against the status quo. So you need to think how your individual actions are actually increasing the number of the carbon footprint being generated individually by you. Even if you are sending something through email, not raising this awareness without incorporating that into our curriculum. So we need to come up with the assessments, with the research, with the courses that are actually addressing the requirements of embedding SDGs so that we can create the generation who is going to be more responsible, who can take the responsibility of their own actions so that they can create a better place for everyone to live. Remember, it's often said that charity begins at home, and I always say the improvement begins within ourselves. If we are not working individually, we can't expect to see the group improvement. Thank you.